Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tim, and I am trying something new today, going live on YouTube instead of Facebook. I'll show Facebook. They aren't going to stop me from entertaining my clients on Wednesday evenings. This is my time to shine, and I was really upset this morning whenever I found out I was banned. I woke up and I opened up my Facebook like I normally do just to check my notifications, and the first thing it said was, "You violated our terms of service." And if you saw what happened, I posted a few screenshots of the incident, and it was really ridiculous because there's groups actually named what I said, and they're allowing that group to exist, but they banned me. It's just asinine. It's absolute favoritism, or I guess you wouldn't call it favoritism. It's more like they're biased. They don't like me. I used to be really political, so I think that has something to do with it. But I'm not political anymore. But I still think that they still have that moniker next to my name, like I was a troublemaker, and it is what it is. I'll just have to deal with it. I made another account, but apparently they know it's linked to that one. They apparently are allowing me to keep using it because I can still leave comments and stuff like that, but I can't make posts. Like, I can't go into CCT and share my chart, but I can leave comments on the chart, which is weird. I don't understand that. I can't do that with my regular profile, though, the one that they banned me on. Like, I can't do anything on it. I can't. The only thing I can do is get into the messages and leave messages with people. So, just so you know where I stand, I'm sorry about this. Hey, what's up, John? I'm sorry that it's such a pain in the butt, guys. Facebook has really put me in a bad spot. I really hope there's a decent alternative that shows up in the near future. I'm just waiting on it. I'm more than happy to migrate. In the meantime, I'll maybe start using YouTube a little more. Somebody had mentioned, hey, Tim, you can use StreamYard with YouTube. And I was like, no way. But I got on there, and apparently it's possible, and that's what I'm doing today. So I'm going to be able to share the charts with you and everything, just like a normal live. But yeah, I'm glad you showed up, John. There's I I hope that I usually tag everybody in the post to let everybody know I'm going live, but I obviously couldn't do that today because I can only leave comments. I can't post regular posts. So y'all know where I stand right now. It's just one of those things. But Bitcoin has been doing very much better in that respect. It's doing a little tumbling if you want to know the truth. But we have about 56 minutes left in this candle, and I want to jump to the chart, but I want to wait till maybe somebody else shows up. If nobody shows up, it's not a big deal. I understand this is kind of a weird thing where I usually go live on Facebook, so I understand people are probably looking for me on there, which bothers me. I wish that Facebook wouldn't have done that. I can't believe they banned me over something so trivial. It's like, come on, dude. There's actually groups named exactly what I said. You know what I mean? It's just mind-boggling. But I'm here. I'm glad to be here. And like I said, I shared an analysis earlier. I had somebody share it, but I created an analysis earlier, a video analysis, about 30 minutes long. And it covers a few things. Like, for instance, I covered, and I want to cover this again. I'll say this over and over again. But y'all need to be vigilant with security, guys. I'm going to keep drilling this into you because this is part of any good strategy is to have that security in mind. You need to be able to keep the majority of your Bitcoin in cold storage. Keep it on your ledger. Keep it on your Bitbox. That's what I use, as a Bitbox. And I really like that device. But either way, it's in cold storage, it's safe. When it's not in cold storage, it's not safe. It's on an exchange. People are like, well, the exchange is insured. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to trust that exchange to live up to their word? They don't have any obligation to live up to their word. They may do it, but they don't have an obligation to do so. What if they don't do it? You know what I mean? Who's going to enforce them to do it? It's a worldwide deal. It's like all the countries going to converge and be like, we're going to have to make Binance pay him. You know what I mean? What if one day Binance gets hit so hard they can't pay everybody back with their insurance program? It could happen, guys. You know, you just don't want to leave your money in the hands of an exchange. It's just not safe. Ash Rulston taught me at least 98% of every single exchange out there has been hacked. Hey, what's up on hiatus? I'm not sure you are. Yeah, you probably not. You may not even be with the group. I don't mind, dude. Today is because it's gonna probably be outsiders that show up that aren't really a part of the group, and I'm just gonna have to deal with that because this is a live on my channel, and I know people that aren't in the actual technical analysis group I give are going to be able to see this because it's a public channel with private content on it. But it doesn't matter to me. I can't go live on Facebook, so this is my only alternative. But on hiatus, tell me, what is your real name? I'm just curious. I want to know who I'm talking to. Are you from CCT or what's I just want to know who I'm talking to, man. I like having conversations with people, but I just want to know who I'm talking to. I'm new to your channel. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad you follow me on Facebook. Yeah, I'm doghouse for the next 7 days. It's nice to see you, Jerry. It's good to be, I'm glad you're here. I'm doing a technical analysis course, and I have people that I go live for every Wednesday, but I do it on Facebook in a private group. But this Wednesday I can't do it because I got banned for 7 days. So my only alternative was to come here and do it. Yeah, Jerry, dude, I have so many friends on Facebook I can't keep up, but I came here to do the live because I have no other alternative, but I can't do a private one for just those people. So Jerry gets to watch for free, but it won't be like that next week. So if you want to watch next week, Jerry, you're gonna have to pay. Sorry, but yeah, I have a course that I give, and that's where I go live. Usually, is in that group, and you can only get access to that group after, you know what I mean. I have about 50 people now, so I'm pretty proud of it. It's growing a lot, and the people that are in this course are absolutely astonishing me. I'm like, I thought I could teach well, and I still have doubts in myself. Like, man, I'm not the best teacher, but the way these guys are showing me stuff, it's like, wow, they're learning or they're just developing on their own, but they're doing good. Some of these guys are really impressing me, and I'm liking the charts they're posting in the group. It's just really impressing me, guys. I just want you to know that I really like what I'm seeing out of you. But let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. All right, so I had this continuation pattern drawn out. I've been thinking about that for a while. We had this drop, ascension, and then a drop again. Would be a classic continuation pattern. But what do we have right now? We are literally in this tug of war with this 200 MA. And this is important, guys. If we can keep our little tushies above 200 MA, it's I don't know why that's still on there. Let me take this off. I don't need that on there. I did that for the video that I just made about 30 minutes ago and posted in the group. But you can see, look, if we zoom in a little bit more, where are we at? We're above the 200 MA, but we're just barely above it. The 200 MA, look right here, it's at 56,216. And where is the green? Where is the close? Look at the close, 56,505. So we're about $300 above the 200 MA at this time, but there's 50 minutes. There's actually 50 minutes left in this candle. So anything can really happen, guys. If we can close that candle above the 200 MA, it will make all the difference in the world. Because look, if we don't and we close below it, we're going to fall out of the cloud. What happens when you fall out of the bottom of the cloud? That's bearish. That could be the start of a bear tumble, guys, a snowball effect, if you will. And that's where a continuation pattern would come into effect. But like I said, if we stay above this 200 MA, I have every reason to believe we might remain in the cloud, at least for the time being. And that would be a lot better than falling out of the bottom of it. Let me tell you that. Staying in the cloud is not bullish. It's probably not bearish either. It's more like right in the middle, because being in the cloud is like you get in. It's like being stuck inside between support and resistance, because the top becomes resistance, the bottom is support, and that's why we're experiencing the way we are. Look, I mean, we're really ricocheting off the bottom of that cloud. And look, when we got into it, we couldn't get out of it. It's kind of encapsulating, and it's just that's the way a cloud works, guys. And there's a lot more to a cloud than that, but that's the way Todd taught me, was once you get in the cloud, consolidation is usually what happens. And there's plenty of cases on that on the chart. Just look back in history, and you will see it. I'm going to go back to StreamYard and see if anybody... You're a mod for crypto. But yeah, I'm glad you're here, dude. If anybody's welcome today, man. I can't stop anybody anyways. I'm glad that people are getting to see my live. Maybe this is just like a little test drive for people that don't usually get to see it. But hey, whatever's clever, you know. I'm not the best at doing live. And you could tell by there's not like 1,000 people here, but still, this is the group only has 50 people, and they're not used to me going live on YouTube. They usually are used to me going on Facebook, and it was sort of a spur of the moment thing. So it's kind of hard for me to blame people for not showing up, you know. But what we can do is we can have fun looking at the charts ourselves. You don't need them. Oh man, I went to the wrong one. Okay. So if we can bounce off this 200 MA, I think we could remain. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. But yeah, if we can stay above that 200 MA, it'll make all the difference in the world. We need to remain inside that cloud. Falling out of it will be bearish, no doubt about it. So, like I said earlier, and what is up with this? Does anybody know what this is? This gap? This gap happened, and it filled really quickly afterwards. I was telling people that I would possibly play that next time it happened, because I've seen it once or twice before on the chart, but it doesn't. It's not often that it happens, guys. Did y'all notice it? I mean, it was weird. I noticed it, and I remember people in the group were asking me, Tim, what's up with this? And I was like, you know what? That's a good question, because when I made my analysis, it was right about here, I think, and it was early. And man, I seen that gap, and I was like, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? What was weird is we started the gap below the 50 MA and ended up above it, which was like, you know, blinking your eyes and waking up to a good development. But then we fell right back below it, and it was really heart-wrenching, if you will. But hey, it happens. You know, it's trading for you. But that 50 MA, it ultimately failed. Look at all those dojis. That's kind of telling right there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the bulls and bears were fighting those 4 hours, and they couldn't come to an agreement. So they drew the line right in the middle almost every time. You know what I mean? And then we fell. It was almost like, look at all that. There's more dojis than not. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, there's 6 or 7 right there out of probably 12. So that's a lot of dojis. It shows you that there's a lot of indecision, I would say, because usually you have full candles like that. You don't usually have multiple doji. Like right there too, there's a lot of indecision. But when you see deep tall wicks and deep tall wicks and then deep wicks, so I guess high wicks and low wicks, you can tell there's a lot of indecision as well. And like I said, right now I'm seeing more higher wicks. These lower wicks indicate, though, that there's possible reversal coming. And the only reason I say that is when you see that we dip to the bottom right here, we always recover. Every candle we seem to recover back up above the 200 MA, which is good. It shows that the 200 MA is very likely showing support, which is promising, guys. We need to look at the bright side of everything right now, because we lost 50 MA. we're at the bottom of the cloud. We're almost about to lose the 200 MA if we're not careful. So, but what really matters to me is the 50 MA on the daily. Binance does have fake walls. Hey, what's up, John Murphy? I'm glad you showed up, man. Like I said, Binance, all those walls are fake on a lot of those sites, guys. You need to, what I say is ignore the noise, so to speak, and focus on what you do know. You know what I mean? Don't worry about those walls on Binance. Like you said, they'll be fake. They'll disappear before you know it. So you have to go with what you really know. You know, that's what I do. I just say, hey, you know, I don't know if that's really accurate info because it could disappear. You know, somebody could cancel their order and that's all it takes, you know. But I think that we might end up closing this candle above that 200 MA, and that would make 3 candles really in a row that we have not closed below that 200 MA, which shows promise. That 200 MA is really showing promise of support, and that's promising to me. And what I really hope is that we can bounce back up out of the top of the cloud. But like I said, one step at a time. We're going to have to at least get this candle to close above, where was it? Let me see, 56,216. So if we can get it to close above that, that would be the daily close too. So we need the daily close to close above 56,216 in order to keep our heads above water, so to speak. Daily time frame too, that's what I wanted to show you guys before I change back to see who was here. Daily time frame is the most important, guys. We need to always pay attention to the daily. The daily is more important than any other time frame, in my opinion. Even though I always analyze the 4 hour, and you'll always see me analyze the 4 hour. Everybody always says, well, why do you always analyze the 4 hour? It's simple, because the 4 hour is more my speed, but it doesn't mean it's more important than the daily time frame. It just means that it's more my style. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like looking at one candle for 24 hours either, you know what I mean? It's kind of boring. But anyways, what do we see here? We see that the 50 MA, where is that at? It's at about $54,358. So that's the real line in the sand, guys. If we could stay above that, then the bull runs are still going, in my opinion. But if we fall below the 50 MA, we're likely to drop into the cloud too, because look how close it is. But like I said, the closer this 50 MA gets to the cloud, the more likely it's going to double support. And that could give the market more market confidence. It gives bulls confidence to long. Whenever they see more support, like double support like that, I notice it's very easy to see those bounces show up. And those bulls have confidence because they're like, man, it's double support. And they think that the market agrees with them. And they're like, well, if I go long, everybody else is going to go long. And that's why you see the bounces you do at certain times, especially when there's double support, because double support, only logically can you understand that double support is going to give confidence to the bulls. I mean, wouldn't you agree? I mean, if you saw double support, wouldn't you think that? Y'all want me to take a look at ETH? And hold on one second. I have to, I'm going to grab my drink real quick. Thanks, guys. But yeah. Anyways, the 4 hour analysis is just my style, guys. It's I know that the daily is the most important in my opinion, but I appreciate the 4 hour time frame a little bit more. But here, you want me to look at ETH? Let me take a look at ETH first. I'm going to look at the USDT pair with ETH. I always do with ETH because Ethereum is the only pair that I'll do that with as far as an altcoin. And Ethereum is really pushing it to call it an altcoin because it's been showing a lot of promise this year. And I have a lot of problems calling it an altcoin because I almost respect it like I do Bitcoin just because it has proven itself over and over again. But we have a sell signal, so that's not very good. We dropped a little bit today, too. Where did we drop to? We dropped to about 1900 or where's the low? You just hold your finger or hold the candle, your finger on the candle, or I mean your mouse on the candle, and then look at these readouts right here, guys. You see these readouts, these O, H, L, C. So that's the open, high, low, and close. So right now the high is 20. Okay, I mean what I'm looking for is the low. It went down to 1930. So right now the close is 2006. That means where it's at right this second, $2006. So it's right above 2000. So it is what it is, guys. Ethereum's not looking too hot at above 2,000 right now. It's just looking like the bears want to take it down a notch, you know. But hey, and maybe it won't happen. Maybe we will get that bounce we need. What we need is this 50 MA to move its little butt up to help support the candles. But that's probably not going to happen on the daily for a while. Let's take a look at the 4 hour and see if there's any promise on this chart instead. I mean, dude, there's promise for ETH. ETH is really done a number this year, guys, and if anybody tells you otherwise, they're just in denial. You know what I mean? Even though I'm a Bitcoin head, Ethereum has still been hot. There's no doubt about it. But what do I see here? We fell below the 50 MA. That's not good, guys. See, that's why you're supposed to switch time frames. You need to be able to look at what's going on. You know what I mean? What happened? We lost the support, and that was double support. Now it's double resistance. So what does that mean? I mean, it's going to be harder to get out than the average resistance. It's harder to get above the 50 MA when the cloud is lined up perfectly with it. You know what I mean? Which is why, guess what? We have 3 candles in a row where we can't get out, and we had 30 minutes to get out before we remain inside the cloud, which is a very real possibility, guys. And like I said, that's what a stop loss is for. If you would have had a stop loss, that it would have probably been right below the 50 MA, I imagine, anyways. But like I said, if you want to know more about how to set a stop loss, I have a video that tells you how I go about setting a stop loss. Now, everybody's different, but that's how I go about it, is looking for the nearest reliable support and basing my stop loss over that. I have a gnat flying on my face. I hate those things. But right now, what do we see? We see a tug of war with the 50 MA, guys. That seems like it's the case right now. So like on the 4 hour time frame on a lot of the bigger coins, at least, we did a nice ascending pattern, and now we're in that consolidation phase. And what happens usually is we drop after that. We drop to some sort of support, which could be this 200 MA even, which is 1800. I know people don't want to hear that. It could even be lower. But hey, what do I see down here? I see that the RSI looks decent. If we drop much more, the RSI is going to be bullish as can be. So perhaps that'll be our saving grace, you know. But how far can we drop before that RSI is in complete bull territory? Probably the bottom of this cloud. But hey, I don't know for sure. I'm not psychic. So, like I said, ETH has a lot of promise, guys. I believe in ETH. It's been around for a long time. It's proven itself. It's been number 2 pretty much. I mean, since I've been around, I don't remember a time where it hasn't been number 2. And it's earned it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people are all like, well, what about the fees and stuff? Yeah, that's right. The fees do kill the project. That's why I don't think it will ever be number 1. But in the meantime, ETH has a lot of promise, guys, and maybe they will fix those fees. I'm not sure. I'm not a computer genius. I don't know how that stuff works. But what I can tell you is it's a problem. People are complaining about it constantly, and Ethereum is going to have to do something about it one of these days. I don't know what they're going to do about it. I know people could probably say, Tim's stupid. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Ethereum. I'll admit that all day. All I know is the charts. But I can tell you that if people have to pay $100 to send $100, they're not going to like that. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, you know. But anyways, Ethereum, like I said, I really do appreciate the project, though. And I want you guys to understand that. It's not that I'm talking trash about it. It's a very good project. Now I'm going to pull up AAVE. I forget what they call it. I'm going to pull up the Bitcoin pair, though. There we go. All right, so you see that it doesn't look decent on the 4 hour, guys. We fell down to 50 MA, and the 200 MA is above the 50 MA. That's bearish. What do we have? I mean, we have a bearish situation on the 4 hour at least, and apparently it was much higher back here. You know what I mean? Which shows this was when the bear cross happened right here, a death cross. It's been like that ever since. So perhaps this is where the bull cross happens, and we have a rocket. That's what we need. You know what I mean? Maybe because this is nice consolidation around here. You know what I mean? Like people have been accumulating nice amounts. It hasn't been really jostling the market. The 50 MA has been dancing with the candles the whole time. We finally get here, and now look, the 50 MA and the 200 MA are very close. If the 50 MA can cross above the 200 MA, that's bullish, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're rocketing. But if I were to enter along, that would be a good reason why, is because the market will see that as bullish. You know who else sees it as bullish? The bots. The bots see it and they're like, hey, there's a bull cross. We can long this. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that the bots are focused on this coin at all. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know enough about the coin. All I could tell you is if I were to long it, I would go long here. Where would I set my stop loss? Probably right below this, where this bottom out right here. So probably at about 0.005713 sats. So I don't know how many sats that is right off the top of my head. I'm sorry, guys, but you know what I mean. That's where you would set your, because crypto is different than just using US dollars. You have to know your stuff. So this is where I would set it right here. And if you hold shift when you make your line, it makes it automatically straight. You know that? I'm pretty sure you did if you watched some of my other videos. But like I said, that would be a good place to set it. Or maybe, I mean, look, we have support here as well from the looks of it. I'm going to move it up a little. Because you can see, look, all back here. And then right here, we even have the mount. So maybe a good idea to set your stop loss somewhere in the middle of here. You know what I mean? Whatever makes you sleep well at night. You know, that's what it's all about, guys. Sleeping well at night. Investing should improve your quality of life. It shouldn't make it. But what do I see? I see a promise in this. If this crosses, hopefully we can get that bounce. And if it does cross, we can, maybe this is just the beginning of this points pump. You know what I mean? I don't know, guys. I can't promise you that. I'm not clairvoyant. I could just tell you that this looks a little bullish to me. I can't promise you anything, though. What I show you is the pattern was right here. And look what happened. It was more of a descending at the end. The bottom kind of ascended a little bit. It was a weird triangle, but what happened? We fell out the bottom of it. So, I mean, it's just something. Those patterns like that don't always break up. A lot of people are like, oh, we're breaking up out of these things. No, we broke down out of that one. But that doesn't mean it's the end of the world, guys. This 200 MA is definitely dumping down. But what we're going to see, unless we get a little rebound here, that 50 MA is going to start moving back down a little faster than that 200 MA, which will prolong the suffering a little longer, I'm afraid. That is, unless we get a good bounce, guys. People tend to jump the gun on these crosses. So if it's going to happen, it might happen now. You know what I mean? We will have to see, guys. I really am. If I were to play this coin, I would buy now. But I set a stop loss, that's for sure. But I'm going to go back to StreamYard, okay? Hey, I'm glad that y'all, you're thinking the same way as me, John. It makes great minds think alike, you know what I mean? But the whole NFT, yeah, you're right. The NFT has really had a big effect on the market lately. And you know what? I think the bottom is going to fall out of that soon. I mean, don't quote me on that, guys, but just like that, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the ICO craze back in 2018 and 2017. Even I jumped in on that, and I ended up getting screwed. I got 3 ICOs I spent quite a bit of money on, and they're worthless. I haven't even heard anything. I don't even know if the money's still there. It was in some weird wallet. I never even got access to the coins because I was so afraid to ask people, because I had told everybody I bought these coins. Oh, I'm such a pimp. I know what I'm doing. And then I had to ask people, well, how do I get them out of here? After I act like I'm so smart, I just felt so embarrassed. I was new, and little did I know those coins are so worthless now that it don't matter. I spent hundreds of dollars on those coins. Now they're not even worth hundreds of cents at all. I mean, they're not even probably worth $1. So it's kind of like, man, dude, what a nightmare. I just don't have the business sense, I suppose, to buy the right choices. You know what I mean? And hey, if you're savvy and you can do it, more power to you. You know what I mean? Hey, I just never was that way. ICOs tended to elude me. You know what I mean? I always picked the bad ones. But I guess it was because I was stupid and I didn't understand how to invest. I'd go to these websites and be like, what is the best ICO to invest in? These guys are telling you stuff based on what they're getting paid to tell you. You know what I mean? It's not like they're telling you stuff because it's a good investment. It's not like one of those cheat sheets you get that tells you the good things to invest in. These are just literal paid advertisements, and these people pay to put their coins on there, and then they get dummies like me to buy those coins, and I do. And there was actually one ICO I bought that was semi-successful. It was that Coinstar that paired up with that ATM, the Bitcoin ATM, and when they did, they had a coin that came. Well, no, it was a little before that. They had a coin that came out. It was to support the ecosystem of the ATM. I forgot what it was. It was I can't remember the name of the coin, but the coin ATM was I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. But it was the first time I bought Bitcoin. I bought it from a Bitcoin ATM, but they created a coin. And it was at the bottom of the wallet. Like that was where that's all I knew back then was that one single wallet. I didn't know anything else. I didn't even get on Facebook back then to talk about Bitcoin. It was just this one wallet and me, and it would tell me how much money I had and how much Bitcoin. I would sit there and watch it during the day and see it go from like, you have this many Bitcoin, which would never change unless I bought some. But then it would say it's worth $100. It's worth $101. It's worth $102. And I'm sitting there, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there cheering over my $80 investment when I first got it. And that was what I first bought. I bought it $80 worth. And, progressively went up from there. But, it was just so fun, man. It got me hooked. And I hope all of y'all have felt that way about Bitcoin. If you haven't, man, you haven't lived, because Bitcoin really encapsulates thoughts, or my thoughts. And whenever I saw it, my money going up, it was like I was watching a horse race or something. Man, I was so excited, man. I had my coworkers in there. They were like, what? Oh my God. And they were like, how do you get in on this? And, I was just making it exciting even for them. It was just a big deal. It was so fun. You know what I mean? I'll never forget it. It was right at Christmas time. I just felt like I was a savvy investor, and I never bought an investment in my life. 401k was it. And it wasn't even me doing that. It was just me directed some guy to take care of it. You know what I mean? Like, you take care of it. Okay, so somebody wants me to do Ken, I guess, but I'm not sure. Ken, or are you talking like bought that as ICO? Ken is Ken. I've heard a lot of things about Ken. The Kick app, the guy that created it never made money off of it because he did it wrong, and he did it dumb. He tried to do it all on his own. He ended up not getting paid hardly anything for that app, and it's because he didn't have the right people, and he didn't know the right people to market it and stuff like that. So he ended up hardly getting anything off of that Kick app, which is a shame, because that Kick app was absolutely a big deal. And even I used it for a while whenever I was hooking up with chicks back when I was younger. I would always be like, kick me, you know what I mean? And we would just chat there. It was just a way for me, because when I was with the girl, I didn't want her to know, so I would download Kick that day, use it, and then get rid of it. So, you know what I mean? There was no trace. And, it's just me and being facetious back then. I was a bad kid. Whenever I was about 20 or 25, man, I would always run around and do stupid shit like that. But, it is what it is. It was a lot of fun. But the I don't know why I was going with this. Sometimes I get off track, guys. So if you're not haven't been in those lives before, you'll notice that I don't always just talk about Bitcoin. Sometimes I go off track and talk about my life. And usually the guys that are here every week understand that and they appreciate it. But if you guys don't like it, you're more than welcome to leave. I understand. In fact, I see people leaving already. It's all right. I mean, hell, I do enjoy talking about Bitcoin, but life is life. I like to make these lives fun, and I hope that y'all enjoy being a part of it. I know that. Oh, you bought Ken as ICO. You know what? That's the only thing that Kick did that was even decently successful that I heard was their Ken token. And that really wasn't very successful either from what I heard. There's a lot of scamming. And the guy said that all he cares about is money. There's a recording of him basically saying this Ken token is a money grab. That's all it is. And people know that, but they're still betting on it. And it doesn't mean that since he said that it's going under. It does sounds like it's the very opposite, in fact. But just so you know, I don't trust it as far as I can throw it. But it doesn't mean that it hasn't gone up. Maybe since the ICO, you probably did make some money off of it. But there were a lot of coins you could buy from the ICO stage that would have made you bank. I mean, like, look at coins like EOS, Tron even. There was a lot of coins that, I don't know if Tron was ICO, but there was a lot of coins that were ICO that just absolutely paid off immensely. You know what I mean? And I remember I was doing coin reviews. I have like about 120 coins I did coin reviews on in a private group I used to be a part, or I'm still a part of. I'm still a mod there, but I have a lesser role there since I started doing TA. But every day or every other day, usually, I would do some research every morning and do a coin. I would review a coin. I'd be like, hey, I'm doing Ethereum today. Tomorrow I'll do ADA. The next day I'll do EOS. You know what I mean? And I just ended up doing about 120 coins that way. And I had a list of criteria I would do. So like I would put the name, the day they were created, the person who created it, the type of platform it was. Like if it was there was a ton of different selections that the smart computer guy told me what platform it was. Like Ethereum's different than Bitcoin, when Bitcoin's different than Dogecoin in certain respects. You know what I mean? So it's all a matter of how I labeled them and everything. But ultimately, there was about 120 coins I did like that, and it was really beneficial for me. That's how I got started in all of this. But like I said, I'll have to whip that information out one of these days because it's still useful. Some of the coins have changed, but ultimately, I bet at least 90% of that information is still pretty useful. And I'm gonna have to try to find a way to post that publicly because that's a lot of information that could be useful for you guys. But anyways, it hasn't, yeah, dude. I don't know much about the ICO as far as Ken. I would love to see it pay off for people like you, man. I don't like seeing anybody lose money. I hate seeing that. And I know people laugh like, oh, you're a dummy for buying it. No, you're not. I mean, you took a risk. It's like buying a lottery ticket. You have fun and sometimes you lose, man. And, it is what it is. I just told you I lost a lot of money in ICOs, so why would I insult you? You know what I mean? It's just a joke. I don't like it when people are so rude about it and stuff. Maybe they did hit good with their ICOs, but don't be rude because we took a risk. I'm bad with that, guys. Like we play football squares at work. So whenever we have a football game, we have you pick out of 9 or there's 10 and 10, so like 100 squares, something like that, and you put your name in one of them, and then if your numbers come up, you win at the end of the quarter. So we divided up like the pot 4 ways, and it's a pretty fun game. I used to win all the time, guys, like every week. And lately, dude, I can't win. My life depended on it. I don't know what it is. Like God hates me, and it's like, man, I just gave up on it. I'm like, look, I'm not playing this anymore because I'll only lose money. And we also do like. I might ruffle some feathers, but there's also like gun raffles at work we do where a guy will bring up a gun and you can't necessarily sell it sometimes for as much as you bought it for. So what he does is he does an auction for it, basically, where not an auction, but a little pot where you put in like you buy a square out of like, let's say he wants to sell it for $400, so he'll sell 40 squares at $10 a piece and do a drawing. And after that, you draw it like number 28. Whoever had number 28 wins the gun. You know what I mean? And that's a cool way to do it. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money for it. You spend like 20 or 40 bucks to get a gun. You know what I mean? And hell, I know I won a pretty decent rifle one time, but I'm not a big rifle fan, like a deer hunter. I'm not a deer hunter. I don't like hunting deer. I do like rifles, but I have an AR-15. I have a few other guns and stuff like that, but I went ahead and sold that rifle. That was a deer hunting rifle back to the Tomball Pond. Tomball Pond is a really well-known gun dealer, and I just felt like getting rid of it. I don't need that many guns, but there's a lot of I learned how to trade. But yeah, dude, that's pretty interesting. I'd like to know more about that, Mr. I forgot who your name is now. Here, I can scroll up though. Jerry. Now I remember. But that's the way the whole market is, guys. It's all hit or miss. You're not going to win everything, so you just need to be ready. That's what stop losses are for. My trading course kind of focuses on teaching you strategies to avoid losing your butt. You know what I mean? If you're going to lose, that's fine. I lose. Everybody loses. Trust me, if you trade, you lose. Don't lie. You lose if you trade. But the trick is how much do you lose? Where do you set that stop loss to stop those losses? Because you could lose 50% of the time. But if your wins are 15% and your losses are 5%, that means your gain is 10% overall. Am I wrong? No. So you're coming up with a net gain. That's what it's all about, guys. It's being happy with that net gain. If you're not happy with 10%, then I'm sorry. Maybe you should look into a different investment or a different strategy. Maybe you should look into possibly leverage trading using a futures platform or some sort. If you want hot money, that's the way you do it. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm telling you, there's more risk with that. You don't get reward without risk. And that's what it's all about, guys. It's very simple. You want reward, you're going to take the risk. So just be ready for that. You know what I mean? And hey, you live to trade another day. Just like I said, you get in that batter's box, you may strike out. But hey, who cares? You'll get another chance to get up to bat, hit it out of the park next time. You know what I mean? And even if you strike out 30 times in a row, you'll eventually get it. You know what I mean? And the way you get around that, guys, if you can't hit it out of the park, keep striking out. What do? Stop using your money. Stop. Put it in the USDT and leave it alone. And trade paper trade. Just go on here, like I mentioned in that video earlier, and say, okay, I want to put a buy in right about here. Okay, so then you put your buy right there, and you just keep it there. You know what I mean? You can just put an arrow there. You can put a line there, whatever you want. And you could just say, hey, I'll put in $100 there, $1,000, whatever. You don't even have to do that. Just act like you put a buy in there, put an arrow there, and then see what happens afterwards. Just say, if you see it going up, that was a good place to buy. You know what I mean? If you see it going down, perhaps you need to reevaluate why you decided this was a good spot to buy. You know what I mean? And that'll teach you to trade a little better. It's just a suggestion, guys, and it's a quick one because I'm about to end this video very shortly. But I really appreciate you guys coming by and making at least some audience here. I'm sorry I wasn't on Facebook today. Facebook really put me on the back burner and it really screwed me. But hey, it is what it is. You know, Facebook's been doing that to me for the last 5 years. But burns me up. But anyways, the markets have a very real shot at recovering from this recent little dip we've been seeing because a lot of coins have been experiencing it. But hey, we're gonna have to stay above that 50 in May. And on this AABE coin, I don't know exactly. Hey, Daryl, you're always here. I'm glad to see you, bud. But yeah, on this AABE coin, that 50 MA needs to cross above the 200 MA. What needs to happen for that to happen? The candles need to bounce a little higher, so that way that 50 MA gets that little push. So we actually need to go above that 50 MA, and hopefully it'll happen, guys. If you got money in those altcoins, man, they're just shaky at best. So man, just be careful. That's why I'm always really. It's hard for me to sleep at night if I have money in an altcoin because you know how fast they can drop. That's why ETH has been real promising to me, and I have a problem calling it alt because ETH has been proving that you can go to sleep and wake up and still have most of your money. You know what I mean? And a lot of alts aren't like that. Y'all know that. But yeah, I'm glad you showed up, Daryl, right at the end, buddy. But hey, dude, you can always go back and watch this. This live is going to be available on my YouTube channel. And like I said, I know a lot of guys showed up here today that aren't necessarily part of the group, and that's okay. I didn't even think about that when I first made the live. I was thinking about it afterwards when I saw people showing up that I didn't recognize. I was like, "Who is this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, crap! This is a private." So hey, it is what it is, guys. I'm still okay with it. I might end up having to go live again this weekend from YouTube as well, because I promised everybody in Australia I would go live on the weekend on Saturday on early or something like that. So I'm going to try to figure something out. But like I said, just so you guys are aware, I'm not going to be able to post on Facebook until next Wednesday. So I hope you guys can live without me. I've been here the whole time. Yeah, I saw you earlier, Daryl. I'm just giving you a hard time now that you did mention it. I have the worst memory of anybody you guys know. Hey, I'm glad you're from Houston, bud, because we're bros in that respect. You're here because you're from Houston. Hey, dude, I'm glad you're watching, man. It makes me feel good. I knew that not a lot of people were going to show up because it was not on Facebook, and everybody's used to seeing me on Facebook, and I tag everybody like hours in advance. I sit there and tag 48 people or whatever. I'm like, hey guys, I'm going live, and it really helps, but I couldn't do it today, and I begged Facebook. I even sent them a nice message saying, "Please let me back in." I was said in jest. There wasn't anything wrong with what I said. You even have groups that are named what I said. You know what I mean? I said, I don't want to say it. Yeah, where the weed at is what I said, and they have a group that's called that. Why would you have a group called that on the platform if you can't say that on the platform? It just baffles my mind. They won't answer me. They're just like, whatever, just deal with your 7 days. It's like, man, it bothers me though, dude. It's like, it's unfair. It's just, I'm sorry. I get off my whiny attitude. I didn't want to make this an entire whine episode, but I had to do it one more time. But hey guys, don't forget, Aurochs kicks Trading Pew out of the water. Trading Pew is what I'm calling them from now on. If you want to use, if you're all of my trading course is based on Aurochs. Everything I teach is going to be based off the Aurochs charts. If you want to use Trading Pew, that's your prerogative. I'm not going to hate on you for that, but you're going to have to learn how to use it through my Aurochs videos, because I'm not supporting not going to support Trading Pew ever. Trading Pew is awful. Yep, that's right, Daryl. That's a good name for him too, bud. But yeah, I appreciate that, Jerry. Yeah, share my channel up, man. Like I said, I'm always open for business. Anybody wants to join my TA course, it's open 24/7. You don't necessarily. There's not like it's not like going to first grade and graduating to second grade or whatever. There's no start. You can join in anytime. The content's all there. I'm adding content still. The guys in the group will all agree that I think it's going well. Everybody seems to be happy with the content. Everybody seems to be happy with the arrangement. I've gotten zero complaints, and that makes me feel so good. I was like I said, whenever you're starting off something like this, you're always worried. You're like, man, are people going to be satisfied? And man, I was even at one point turning people away. Like, man, I don't know if you're right for this group. You know what I mean? But man, I got away from that. And, it's helping me because my shop, I work a 9 to 5 and on top of trading, because I'm a slow trader, guys. I trade with USDT and I go slow, and I don't make $1 million a day. Let's put it that way. I know some of my friends were messing me the other day, like, I make this much. I was like, man, I don't care how much you make. Quit rubbing it in. They act like I care. It's just like, man, dude, quit bragging. We're all different. Every trader's different. I just go slower because I feel safer with that arrangement. When I go a little slower, I can enter when I want. I can take profit when I want. I can set my stop loss how I want. And it's all part of my game. You know what I mean? I go slow, I make some money, and I can pay my bills and enjoy my life. I'm not making $1 million. Perhaps I will end up trading leverage one day, but I've never done it before. That's probably one reason why I stay away from it. But I'm also going to have to use a VPN to do it because Texas won't even allow me to get on Finance US. So y'all can imagine how hard it's going to be for me to find a trading platform that offers futures when Texas acts like they need to hold my hand, like I need a second mom and dad. That's so ridiculous, isn't it? It's like, come on, guys. I don't need a second mom and dad. I have a mom and dad that tell me not to trade futures. I don't need Texas doing it and Biden doing it, or Trump doing that, whatever. I don't want people telling me what to do. I'm an adult. I can lose my money wherever I damn well want. You know what I mean? Y'all get the taxes. That's what you get. Leave the rest of my money alone, Oh, man. Get me off that soapbox, guys. Get me off that soapbox. But anyways, I'm going to end the video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll start going live more often on YouTube, maybe, is just kind of a surprise to some of the guys like Jerry. I know Jerry enjoyed it. But anyways, I'm glad you guys stopped by. Daryl, you're always welcome, bud. Jerry, you're welcome too, man. Just hit me up if you want to join the crew, man. We always have room for another man. But anyways, I enjoyed it, guys. I always enjoy talking to you guys on Wednesday night. I really do. I look forward to it, and I hope you guys look forward to it as well. So, like I said, I enjoy it. I hope you guys have a great night, and vaya con Dios.